A little different territory for me here. Today I'm behind the wheel of a 2020 Chevy Silverado, just to show you the feel. Now normally I don't do trucks. I haven't even driven a truck probably in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I mean, goes way back whatsoever. First vehicle I started driving, of course, was a truck. But this is a 2020 Chevy Silverado. I absolutely love it. It gives you the convenience, the spaciousness, the comfort of an SUV, but at the same time, you do get the rough and ruggedness of a truck as far as towing, hauling, things of that nature. I'm coming to you primarily because when you look at the bestsellers list year in and year out, they're all trucks. The Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle each year, year in, year out. Dodge and Chevy will flip-flop second. So that's the reason why I'm bringing you this, and why do so many people love trucks. Of course, they're big, you know, they're bad. You can make them even bigger with the lift kits. You can do different things. You can get work done with them, which is primarily the reason why you buy a truck, the spaciousness. But at the same time, it shares a lot in common with a four-door sedan. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my thoughts on the drive of it. Let's get you turned around and I'll show you what I'm driving with a view of the dash. And then I'll show you how it looks and feels on the road, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I think. 2020 Chevy Silverado, as I always love to do, is show you what's going on behind the dash. It is a Sunday evening here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Finally, a break in the action as far as Winter Storm Kate. That was pretty miserable. High winds, tornadoes, different things of that nature, and of course you already know about the snow, which we got our first snow of the winter here in Charlotte, North Carolina from Winter Storm Kate. But going along now, and a nice smooth ride. Now I get a little wind coming in. Of course, I just checked to see if I have the windows all the way up, but a little wind coming in, nothing you can't live with. A nice quiet cabin, nice smooth ride. We've got our greatest up here on the right, so I'm going to slow down just a bit before I get into performance, things of that nature. Things I'll be working with, cruise controls is going to be all to the left. On the opposite side of the vehicle, you're going to have your dialogue instrument panel, which is going to be controlling that information, but from the right of the wheel. It handles the bumps and bruises of the road exceptionally well. Now you can see it's 68 here. We're going to accelerate. Once it kicks in, that's immediate. I'm immediately taking off, moving forward. I can feel that. Now, I say that all the time, and you know, I can feel that. Of course you can feel it. You can feel it on every car. But some are a little bit more immediate and impactful than others. This is one of them. And when you talk about durability, you basically can't kill an American-made truck, regardless of the brand. Now, some brands are better than others. I truly believe that. When you look at a Chevy and Ford, that would be my top two, with Dodge being third. Some people would disagree with that, but you can't beat the stats. Stats say that the Ford is the best. Of course, it's the best seller, so can't say anything different about that. This is going to be a Chevy, not shabby at all. Of course, I myself own a Cadillac Escalade, which puts me in the Chevy family. All right, so a little bit on the acceleration. I'm going to slow down to around 65. You can see my speed in the bottom here. Now I'm going to do an acceleration. Just like normal, you have slight hesitation and everything kicks in. Everything kicks in. You're moving forward. That's what I love about the vehicle. I'm a big fan of acceleration myself, so absolutely love it. So right now I'm doing 70. I'm going to back off a bit. Coming into Center City, Charlotte. That's always a good scene, never a bad scene, by the way. Love the city, not such a big fan of the state. The feel of the vehicle, the seat, very comfortable position. Now, I don't know what it feels like long term. All of my drives will be right at about 30 to 20 minutes. But no, very good feel inside the cockpit here. And from accelerating to braking, I feel like the vehicle moves rather nicely. So this is my primary focus on all vehicles, because it's nice when a vehicle's driving along the highway and you can't see anything. But it's another thing when you're moving along traffic and you're getting in and out and shifting and moving along. So just to give you a glimpse of what that feels like. I mean, everything there is instant. From the steering of the wheel to the acceleration, really like it all. That's a good feel. I did feel a little spongy on those bumps back there, but feeling a little spongy right now with the suspension, the drive and everything. But all in all, we're moving right along. Transition, I feel was nice. What I mean by transition is kind of accelerating to get in and out of traffic. Very good. Just to touch on one thing, it sips gas. I mean, you think a larger truck or whatsoever, I know it's, chances are it has a larger gas tank, but when you get into the gas consumption, my needle was barely moved. Absolutely love that. That's one of the key factors that I love about driving different automobiles. I try to stay away from those that are gas guzzlers, which takes me out of the high performance mode, but I will break into those. You get into all performance there. So now we're going to get into a little bit of acceleration as I prepare to get onto the highway here. Nothing much I could do now behind one of the most noted people movers, Honda Odyssey. So that's nice. You can get right down on it, right down into it as far as the accelerator. But I didn't like, kind of found myself preparing for the acceleration or that movement forward, leaning forward. Don't like that in a vehicle, but this one had a touch of that. So I'm doing 80. That felt rather comfortable doing so. Kind of forgot I was, had to watch out for that because it was so easy, the ease of doing that. But a good feel. This is cruising along the highway. Had a group of people in with me last night and had a good feel. It was a real good feel, very comfortable feel. Coming on around. Probably the tallest I ever felt in a vehicle. And even though I have the heat off, it's still blowing out some heat. So I'm going to have to adjust my temperature here. That's one thing I don't like about it. Very minor stuff. You know, if you are buying a Chevy Silverado, you're buying a very good vehicle. Sales say so. So the things I may like, may not like, you may like, or it may not bother you at all. Now that we're off the highways, I can take you on some of the back roads. I don't think you can truly tell about the performance of a vehicle just by being on a straightaway road. Of course, true performance for some may be straight ahead, but I love how does it feel, how does it accelerate, all things behind the wheel of a vehicle, including how it takes the curves. Of course, I'm more pedestrian. I'm not, Andretti or anything of that nature, so that may be why that's the case for me. So I'm going to let them go ahead and move up a bit. We are going through the roads of South Belmont. Just in case you're wondering, what are our driving grounds? I'm going about 46. The car you can see off in the far distance there must be going 35. Quite painful. Had so much rain, you got the rising rivers, as you can see there. Due to come this way 2 days ago. It almost looks like I think it was basically right up under the bridge. So we're going to accelerate a bit. You can see the rather sharp curve coming up. Take it at a higher rate of speed. Felt pretty good going around. Really felt like it stuck to the curve. Got a little bit of body roll up top here, but nothing you can't deal with. Of course, if I was going at a higher rate of speed, I'd probably say I would be a little uncomfortable with that, but no, everything stuck quite well. That brings me to the end of this production, folks. There's not much more to show you. This, as you can tell from the voice and everything, not quite as exciting as something that sits a little bit lower to the ground, but hopefully it helps you in your purchase or your ownership of a 2020 Dodge. Dodge, look at that. Hopefully it helps you in your purchase and ownership of a 2020 Chevy Silverado. Enjoy life, enjoy the drive, and enjoy your vehicle.